Yeah, refreshing, isn't it? You get to get up for a second.
Yeah, right? Little stretch, grab a little water, you know? It's good.
Yeah, good stuff. And I hope you're in it for the long haul, as I'm sure the audience is. We are getting into the latter half here of the North American Qualifier number 4, the final, before we go over to regionals. So as we're taking a look here, we are indeed going to go see jok0, a.k.a. Mitsuoko, but, you know, we know the difference for sure, versus zarr. I know everybody's been looking forward to this match. We were having questions about, you know, when is this match going to happen? Well, we have an answer. It's happening right here, right now. We're going to be playing Blood Covenant first, of course.
I haven't had a chance to see zarr play. I'm looking through his match history here. I don't recall watching any of these games. He did have a win over Grego, which is definitely it was this week actually. So that's that's a nice win for him. He lost to jok0 in week 3 at the qualifier number 3. So I don't know why he lost to in qualifier number 2. I don't know who that is. But let's see. I like just kind of like trying to get a prediction here. I saw Mitsuoko jok0 play the other day, and he looks pretty solid in his win. I believe I saw him beat the Colossus. But we'll looking at his record. Oh, and he beat Pyro too. It's a nice win.
Absolutely. So yeah, Mitsuoko, a.k.a. jok0, has been around for a while. I mean, both of these guys have quite the Quake Live background. But as you can see, Mitsuoko saying, morning stream, what time does he think it is? I mean, even on the West Coast, it's, wow. Well, he must be bright and bushy-tailed here. We're going to have to see how much energy they have as they get going into Blood Covenant very shortly.
Hey, to some people, 1:30 in the afternoon is morning.
That's not a bad point. Yeah, you're completely accurate there. All right, but here we go. Zarr says hi, everybody. Hi, Zarr.
3, 2.
All right, but as we get rolling here, we're going to be taking a look at the champ breakdown. It's going to be a Nyx versus Ranger up first here, with Zarr having a Nyx and a Blazkowicz in Blood Covenant. Interesting. We've also got Mitsuoko also running with a Ranger and a Visor. So we're going to be following Zarr out of the gate here, as he's just eating a little bit of damage, a lot of bit of damage actually, and trying to get the backup over to Mega. But Mitsuoko has got to realize that he's done the pain so far, and he's got the opportunity to maybe push this thing forward. Zarr's being really kind of careful here by the jump pad. Doesn't want to give away his sound just yet. Mega's going to be up, and he's just hoping, praying that jok0's not going to be waiting for him at the Mega, instead going for the armor. There it is.
Yeah, just being a little patient, right? Mitsuoko's going over to check, so you know, he did those 2 rails. He's looking for a follow-up, you know, as he picked up Mega. So he's just being patient, making sure he went back over there to pick up the heavy armor before he went up that pad. So good patience from Zarr.
Yeah, being incredibly patient, just holding on to the stack that he has. He doesn't have a railgun yet, and I'm sure he's sharply aware of that, as jok0 has been punishing him every time he kind of sticks his head up. So Zarr's going for a closer range bit of spam. Around the corner, it could be a surprise for both of them, but neither of them are willing to make it happen. There's the LG coming right back into it and forcing that Ghost Walk immediately. So that's going to give Zarr a much better chance on that Mega. He's delaying it just a little bit, though, but unfortunately for him, and he couldn't have known otherwise, that it's actually syncing those items up even better than before.
Yeah, I thought for sure Mitsuoko was going to hear. I thought Zarr made a little bit of noise to his left, and he didn't pick up on it. But Zarr definitely knew he was there. Set a nice little ambush, forced the Ghost Walk.
And Zarr was hoping that that delay would mean that he could get the grab here for the armor for free, but he's already taking rails. He's got a railgun of his own now, finally. He's looking for an angle now. Heavy armor is going to be coming up. He's going to be just getting sights on the Mega, knowing that he can fade from here to the armor. But taking that rail means that he cannot take another. But take one he will, as that knocks down his Ranger. It's going to be Nyx on Nyx.
Yeah, he made an aggressive play there. His idea was a good one. I know what he was thinking. You get over there, you hit a rail on the guy, picks up Mega. You're delaying heavy armor a little bit, right? And then you back off, you get heavy armor, not to mention you did damage, and now you're ready for a good Mega health push. But unfortunately for him, he got railed, and on his way out, you got to be careful just strafe jumping across the rocket launcher after you already took that initial hit, because your opponent's definitely going to look to land a follow-up as you try to get to the bridge area.
Yeah, it's always risky. You think, all right, I can get around this corner, but you can cross that distance on the Mega so quickly. But it was a nice little bit of aggression to take that read and push it forward. But they're going to be trading a little bit of damage here by the armor. Both of them can go Ghost Walk. Did he as well? Yeah, they're both getting out of there. It's a traded off Ghost Walk, as we have a little bit of that armor left over for Mitsuoko. Now looking at the Mega, and it's going to need to be very careful here. There's the drop, though. Mitsuoko's going, hey, man, that could be my Mega. Why isn't it my Mega? Oh, there's the jump from the pad once again. And jok's going, forget it, I don't need it. It's been taken, it's gone. I need to get back over to armor. And he gets back in just in time. But here comes the play for it. Neither of them have Ghost Walk available, so it's going to be LG versus Rockets. And with 12 health left over, zarr's Nyx is going to be nixed.
Just little more cleanly on any of those Rockets, and he wins that battle instead of losing it. It was that close.
Absolutely. So jok's still having to hold on to a lot with very little. Oh, he has a BJ coming right down towards the pillars. It's going to be a really aggressive one. And when you're Blazkowicz, yeah, it's sort of that all-or-nothing blitzkrieg play. But he's going to need to back it off just for a little bit here. We don't see doubles pop just yet, but we're not going to see it pop either. Well, his body parts are going to be popping around the map, but he's going to be taken down very quickly. So a solid first round there for jok0.
Yeah, a little risk there by jok0, but you know, calculated aggression. Nice rockets there. He knew his opponent was low, and if he landed a couple more rockets, you know, so, and he was going to drop down the health if he didn't get the kill there anyway. So he had a plan there to escape. It didn't go well, and just overall looking sharp. You know, I remember watching his game against Colossus. I was impressed with him earlier. So yeah, on Friday, I thought he played well.
So far, jok0 not breaking what ain't broke. Or fixing what ain't broke, rather, as he's sticking with the Nyx. And zarr actually is sticking with the Ranger. You start thinking that after a round like that, is the Ranger really the best one to take down that Nyx? But as we saw last round, it looks like none of them were the best one to take down that Nyx, since jok0 was able to do it just single-handedly. But jok0's being a little bit more crafty here and making the dive down for armor after trading off a few rails.
Yeah, both just positioning right now. Like zarr trying to set up an ambush.
Oh, this is huge for jok0. He turns right. Yeah, just as he was looking for zarr down the rocket hallway instead. It's not going to happen. Does he commit to the dire orb? jok0's not going to sit around to take that chance.
I think even zarr was surprised when he came around that corner. He's like, wow.
He's like, wow.
Looking the other way.
That's a freebie.
All right.
Yeah. But here's going to be a huge amount of rockets, but the rockets are all going jok0's way so far. He gets popped up in the air, and it's going to be a mutual frag. Rockets trading either way.
Wow, this came around the corner and some nice rockets, even though it was a trade, you know, it was a Nyx versus, you know, a Ranger there. So the Ranger, just nice job by zarr to trade, because he was in a bad spot. Mitsuoka was really putting it on him there.
But off of the spawn, jok0's doing a lot more work to get up on weapons. We've only got LG and Nailgun. Finally, armor taken away by zarr. Looking for a little bit of spam on the Nailgun, and holy crap, he's just burning through jok0's stack for the most part. But that's still weapons in jok0's hands. zarr's still got to do a little bit of work to get up there.
Nice rail out of the portal. Really good. Should be, yeah, he's looking for a kill right now.
Oh, jeez. Good timing on the Ghost Walk, just avoiding the last bit of that damage, but he's still weak, still cannot aggress on the Mega or even show up to it. Narrowly avoiding that rocket. It doesn't take any damage, so it doesn't give his position away, so he's able to get in that rail. But again, he's just barely holding on to life here. The item timing still isn't really favoring him, so he's just got to run around, get some of those poverty items, and make his way back on the map. He's back up to 75 and 50, and at that point you go, all right, here's where I have to start fighting for one of the majors.
Yeah, and his abilities back up again too, so he can. Oh man, that rail that's really going to slow him down. Good shooting by jok0 there.
Yeah, every time jok0
right when I was saying he's in a better position.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's just right when I thought zarr, it's like it's a good opportunity. He can get aggressive, maybe use his Ghost Walk in an offensive manner, but a rail just kind of keeping him just slow enough to where it's going to be difficult for him. And then, you know, just one shot like that, now he's on the verge of death.
He's got to be really careful if he wants to start playing those teleporter games. If he does that consistently, jok0 could get clued in and turn that into a trap back against zarr. But zarr is on the run, but again, just being chased from rail hit to rail hit. Barely able to get any recovery, but now he's got to cross the map to go get some armor. Oh, no, heavy armor is actually back up. Lucky for him, he's able to get the grab and take the Ghost Walk. Oof. He's looking for the drop down on the little armor, and he's able to get the hit, actually. A solid play from him, but he's still got a lot of uphill battle here from jok0.
Yeah, a little too predictable there from jok0. zarr had him lined up with the rail shot. Good hit.
All right, so here's zarr at rocket launcher, and once again with 75 and 50, he's got the drop on him, and this time he doesn't actually take advantage of it. He gets turned around a little bit, and here's the opportunity on the armor, but he ends up bouncing him into the armor instead of off of it. It's going to be a lot of damage, well, coming Zarr's way. Oh, and unfortunately, he cannot turn it into a frag. That was kind of tragic. He had the drop on him twice, once with the just, you know, standing there and being quiet, and then with the ghost walk.
Wow. Yeah, and then, you know, because the ghost walk, he just missed time just a little bit, right? And he got the heavy armor. Because he didn't get the heavy armor, and that fight was so close. Wow, just tough luck. I mean, when you get in those RL, those rocket launcher fights with the Knicks, you know, it's really, you want to get in and do your damage as fast as possible. You do not want that fight to go long, because you're just not, you know, that character's just not equipped to deal with close quarters combat over an extended period of time.
Absolutely not. So it becomes a really a job of finesse to be able to use that ghost walk effectively and use it to secure a fight where you're getting the first and hopefully last hit. Metsuoka's expecting jok0 over by Railgun. He's not going to be there. He's just going to stand there for a solid 5 seconds and ends up not taking much damage, surprisingly. He heard the rocket coming and is able to trade off a rail, but again, when you're playing up against a ranger, you have so much more work to do. He's going to be the play on heavy armor. Metsuoka's actually going to get it for free there.
Yeah, Zarr needed an arsenal there. He was listening for him, but all he had was a rocket launcher. I'm sure he wish he had a railgun in that scenario.
Charging the rail before going through teleporter. He can find him on the stairs. It's 2 seconds to Mega, but he's not really getting a lot of pressure on the Mega, so he can afford to sit here, throw off a few more shots, but he's going to give it up pretty early, in fact. He's going to make sure he's got that pickup, but just in time for Zarr to come around the corner and get just the one hit on him.
Mitsu doing a good job with Nyx, though. I like the way he's setting up his ambushes a lot of times.
All right, so just throwing off some rockets here, just trying to figure out where he's going to be coming from. There's the drop just in time to prevent the push up the jump pad, but here it comes, and there's the ghost walk to keep jok0 alive. Going to be getting away with the small armor. He still cannot really take much more than a rail. There it is. So heavy armor is going to come up.
It's important for Zarr. Secure. Yep.
Zarr had to hear that, and so yeah, jok0's going to give up.
Yeah, he definitely went down there for pursuit.
Oh, and once again, so many missed opportunities. I mean, literally and figuratively here. I mean, they get the drop on each other so often, but then just completely whiff. So on the rocket launcher, it's going to be a tougher fight, and oh geez, that rocket going just a little bit wide. He's looking for him through the teleporter, and he's actually going to be caught on the rocket launcher once again. Not a fight that you want a Nyx to be caught in. And with 37 health, he's going for the last little bit of damage, but it's only 5 points from the rocket. Oh geez. It's a lot of hard work for either of these guys to get much damage going this round.
I like it though. From you know, it's kind of risky, but at the same time, your opponent, you know, when you do that defensive, they're not looking for you to still stay aggressive with 30 health. So
absolutely not. But
as long as you have an avenue to get out of there, that's the thing. You just got to be able to get out of there.
2 minutes left, and jok0 is barely staying alive at this point. He's still got 2 rounds under his belt already, so if he could just get the 1 frag against a ranger, that would go a long way. But he's still having to pick up these 25s and these small armors just to stay, you know, more than railable. All right, so Mega's going to be left up, and as you can see, both of these players are trying so hard to get the trap on each other that the timing game on the items is getting a little bit looser, but that also means that they're going to be getting further away. So if jok0 is able to move back over to Mega here, he has the potential to get full control. That rail is actually going to do a lot to open that door for him, especially as he comes around this corner, looks for the other hit. Doesn't quite get it. I mean, both of these guys have been missing so many shots. I mean, their head games are perfect here. There are so many trips, so many so many tricks and traps.
Oh, he didn't know
but not so many hits.
He didn't know about the Mega timing there. That's huge for Zarr. He can really go on a run here.
But if jok0 can survive this cycle, he should have timing on it now, as long as he doesn't miss out on this armor, and he might actually do that. It's brutal.
Yeah, he can't. He doesn't have the stack to compete.
All right, so he's going to let both items go away to Zarr, actually.
He's going to come aggressive now.
Which is bad news for Nyx. But there's the initial rocket. Make that 2 of them. He's looking for the last one, but he's got to be really careful not to blow himself up. Down to 9 health. He's looking for the response, but he's got to check all of his corners here. It's going to be really tense for him.
Oh, that's brave.
He's going to need a lot of 25.
Really brave. Standing there with 9 health,
yeah,
looking to get that one predicted rocket in. It's really brave.
Because at that point, you know that it's going to be a lot of work to get any sort of health, and your opponent's going to be chasing you the whole time. The key there is to make it so that your opponent stops chasing you. You need to kind of risk those shots sometimes. Oh, jeez.
It just where you're standing though. You know, it's common for somebody to be jumping across pillars or towards Mega and just throw a rocket or a rail in that general direction. You know, expecting somebody to be there. So definitely risky.
But as that Mega comes up, they are indeed going to sudden death, and now zarr is on the hunt here. And he's being backed off by a few of those rockets. He's throwing down a lot of defensive rockets onto the teleporter just to make sure that this heavy armor goes into his hands. But again, he's got plenty of time to cycle these items. jok0's going to have a really difficult time showing up. What we need to see a little bit more of is the traps in between the items, and as zarr tries making his cross around the map. But so far, it's been really centered around the Mega, really centered around their armor.
Well, if you're zarr now, you got to be thinking, grab this armor and push. He has no ability up right now.
He can certainly try. But jok0's had just enough defensive damage here. Oh, geez, a missed opportunity at the teleporter. And he's going to be up the jump pad, so he goes back through the teleporter to try to catch him at the jump pad, but instead, he went low.
Wow. That was his frag right there.
Yeah.
That was his frag. It really was.
Because even if you end up going Ghost Walk, you can hear the teleporter, and if you don't go through the teleporter, you can be chased the whole way through. Jeez, these defensive shots. There's a little bit of damage to open things up. He's looking for the rail. He's not quite going to get it. Is he actually going to commit to this Mega? He can cross with the Dire Orb, but it decides at the last second, nope. That rocket means I cannot be here. He sees jok0 crossing over towards heavy armor. But the Mega's actually still up. zarr can take this. It'll be a trade. It'll get the timers back in sync, but he can indeed take this.
I don't know if jok0 really had the timer on that.
Yeah.
If he.
Oh no! He's gonna go Ghost Walk and he's gonna be able to get away, and it's such a gamble trying to figure out which way that Nyx went. jok0 manages to get out of there. I don't think zarr saw jok0 cross back over towards armor either. It's gonna be right under the bridge. If he drops, it'll be a frag. Nope. zarr doesn't have any idea. Both of these guys being incredibly cautious, trying to set up some traps here, but not really committing to them. But with that rail taken, it'll be a lot more needed from jok0 to make it happen. But there's zarr with 50 health. He's going to Dire Orb over to the armor, which just barely keeps him alive. I really don't hate that he did that. It was like such a blitzkrieg play. It was like, I need this armor right now. There's nothing else that would save this.
Man. jok0 had 1 health.
Yeah.
His Ghost Walk ability came up and he popped away.
Oh, jeez.
And then he came out and he took that other rail shot. I was like, oh my goodness.
There's the Dire Orb to close the distance and corner jok0 getting a round on the board. Jeez. Keeping the map playable for zarr. Jeez. And even zarr's like...
no ability up.
Round begins in 3.
Nice comeback win for zarr. Really needed that. Kept himself in this map. It's always good. Keep yourself in it. You don't want to give down, go down 1-0 in the map rotation. And as we know the way it works, right? The loser of the map gets to pick the next one. So winning the first one is actually really big because, if you, for whatever reason you drop that second map, you get to choose, the tiebreaker. So
absolutely. So zarr immediately going into a little bit more of a quiet mode as a ranger. But we have jok0's Nyx doing a lot of damage with that rail, forcing zarr back down towards the armor, and yeah, it's not going to be difficult to find him down there. So Nyx v Nyx here, but this is already way different than the last round just because we have one champion taken off of zarr. But jok0's been, very willing to go on the defense here. I wonder how long he'll play this out before he realizes, hey, maybe I should just burn the clock if it's a Nyx v Nyx. But those trades with the Ghost Walk coming up on either player can be so, I don't want to say random, but it's difficult to predict how it's going to shake down. It's really chaotic.
And yeah, and you always have to keep keep an eye on, you know, those hourglasses, right? Who's picking them up?
Yeah.
Because that totally is going to throw off your timing about when abilities are going to come up or not. If you're not recognizing that they're cycling those hourglasses, and it's going to throw you off because their ability is going to be up way more often than you're ready for it to be.
Absolutely. So jok0 looking for a few more free rails here. Zarr's still on the bridge, and he's still railable. It's going to pop back through TP to try to catch him on the drop down. It's not going to happen. He's still kind of sticking his ground up there on the bridge. He thinks this is Clan Arena or something. So armor's going to be taken away. jok0's going to figure that out and go, all right, time to get back over to Mega. Is there going to be a fight, though? No, he's going to be sticking back over towards armor.
Impressive.
Nice rails.
He's got time now. If jok0 wants to, he can make a push here for this armor. He's got his ability up.
Does he know he has timing, though? I mean, he's going to be here on the pad, but is he going to stick around to get the pickup? Jeez. And that's the thing about Nyx, just that one rail, but he's trapped here. But there's the hunt down. Zarr is able to tie it back up here.
Definitely an error by Mitsu. The armor was just sitting there. He had no, you're right, he had no clue the timing on the heavy armor. It really cost him there because he had an opportunity to grab it.
You can see that jok0's going, all right, Nyx is not the biggest thing I got to deal with here, so I'm just going to maybe go hard. Get a railgun, get a rocket launcher, get LG, and he's already got a decent amount of armor as well as Mega. So finding him shouldn't be all that difficult. He's already ready to get the 90 damage rails out of the teleporter, and it's just like he just knows that his opponent's just going to be sitting on top of the bridge. Bridge versus pillars for life. All right, so Mega once again taken away. But it's not like Zarr can really rest on his laurels here either. I mean, it's tied back up. It's going to go into sudden death if neither player makes anything happen.
Yeah, and you know, jok0 or Mitsuoka also has, you know, he's got 2 rounds. He just needs one more round to close this map out.
And there's a decent rail to keep jok0 off his back. It's actually kind of surprising that jok0 hasn't been able to punish the fact that Zarr has been making that bridge his home this entire match. I mean, he's going to be not an easy target. Nyx doesn't have the biggest collision in the world, but he's going to get caught here from the stairs. But he's got to know that Nyx is down there. There's no easy way out. He's going to get pushed back up over the bridge. But man, jok0 is now railable here. The damage coming out of Zarr is keeping him off his back every single time, and he can't even escape with the dire orb. This is now the time for Zarr to go on the defense.
Yeah, Mitsu, it's nice use of the Nyx ability there to pursuit. You know, you don't have to worry about any defensive shots coming at you, and then not to mention Zarr, Mitsuoka just had no clue he was right on his trail like that. So good finish. Definitely landing some nice shots right now.
Oh jeez, he was at 79 health and no armor, and he's still here with no more ghost walk. He can't even get down the stairs. This is so risky. Might actually catch his opponent as he's moving through LG. He saw him, but he didn't want to pop the rail. Oh no, getting a little bit of lag from Zarr. Is Zarr just trying to jump up the? Oh no, what? What?
What? That was not the time to. That was not the time to lag.
No, it wasn't. What was that? Is Zarr still here? Did we lose him? Is Ping still here? Is he gonna say anything?
It looked like he jumped off the, like, somehow lagged off the edge.
Bum, 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 bum. He's gone. All right, so this is time for the admins to scramble and decide how to handle this. I mean, it was a really close game. Zarr was owning the potential to at least push this into a tiebreaker here on Blood Covenant. But we're going to be getting a decision and a statement and some reparation there pretty soon. Oh, geez, that's rough.
A little bit of a buzzkill, man.
Yeah, no kidding.
Zarr was on the comeback here. I mean, looking like we're going to get another epic match. And the internet, man, the internet.
Zarr's internet, to be specific. So Mitsuoka's still kind of running around there. But we should see Cafe find some solution here pretty soon. It does happen. I mean, it doesn't exactly take me back, but just to throw a ridiculous example, there was a CPM tournament years ago where the final came down to Adrenaline and Gills. And in the final map, they both started taking turns timing out. Like one guy would time out, have to drop out. Then the next guy would 999, have to drop out, come back in. Next guy drops out. It was like they were doing it on purpose. But I lost a lot of years off my life that day. That was a rough one. So this is fine. This is totally okay.
Wonder what happened there. I didn't know people used 28.8 modems and stuff anymore. Good to know.
Got something pinching that Cat 5 cable maybe. Somebody rolled their chair over it. Gotta let those packets free, man. But yeah, we're gonna be looking for zarr to come back into it here. And we should have Cafe finding some reasonable alternative to a full restart. But, you know, fortunately, because of the round-based nature of it, you can have, you know, 2-to-1s happen or 2-to-2s happen and kind of come back into it a little bit fresh. But that round, I mean, it was like 1 minute away from overtime, 1 minute for zarr to hold on to it. And he was playing like kind of loosey-goosey too, where he was in a fight he didn't need to be in, but he got out of it just barely.
Yeah, it was really close. You know, jok0 started off hot. You know, looked like maybe he was going to be the dominant player in this matchup, but then, you know, zarr sticking with it. Again, we were talking about mentality, psychology, you know, not letting, you know, the game get to you emotionally, you know, keeping your head in the game, you know, keep working, keep trying to set up your shots, you know, keep trying to run the armors, keep trying to run that health, and just focus. And, you know, he got himself back in that match and had jok0 on his heels for quite a bit of it there.
Absolutely. So, you know, you're absolutely right. And it seems like you have those players sometimes who want to get in that situation where they can take a Nyx and turtle up for like 2 minutes. But getting to that point is such a lot of work. And sometimes getting the one frag advantage is just not enough to be comfortable with it. There are players who absolutely can. And I think zarr wants to be that guy. And he's very close to pushing it over and very close to going over to the regionals as well. So we're going to be finding out the replay of this match. It looks like we've actually got zarr back in here. I'm not sure if there's much of a statement about what exactly happened to him. I wonder if it'll be safe to look at the chat to find out. Not world chat. We don't go to world chat. All right. So a very quick decision here. So yeah, they're going to play it at the 2-1 point and just have a go there.
So yeah, they're just restarting the round. You know, keeping the initial score 2-1 jok0 in the lead, right? And so zarr has to win this round to force a third, or excuse me, force a fifth.
Makes sense to me. All right, and here we go right back into it. Now, suffice to say, they should probably pick the same champs. Not a time to go all meta. Yeah, it shouldn't take too long to decide here. Was there a BJ before?
Did he take? Whoa! Did he just change it up?
Did he have a BJ that first round?
I don't believe he did.
It was Ranger Nyx Visor, I want to say.
Admin might want to check up on that.
Yeah. Tactical disconnect for the champion change. All right, so yeah, it looks like there might be some action there. Cheeky. Oh, they are the same? Okay.
Maybe we're all Did he have crazy. A BJ?
All right, all right.
Yeah, okay. I'm just crazy.
We just never saw him get down to it. It was crazy. All right. All right, our bad. We're good. We're good. We're crazy, but we do want to make sure everything is on the level.
Sure.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
All right, so at this point, zarr has to win 2 rounds in order to take Blood Covenant, and jok0 just needs to win the 1. And this will indeed be the round. And actually, you know, we joke about it being a tactical disconnect from zarr, but really, that was zarr's game to win. They're both going to be diving in for this armor here. It'll be zarr getting the pickup, but jok0's getting away. But man, here comes the nail gun to make something happen.
Actually, just before that happened, I was going to comment that even though it was in the balance, zarr had done a good job on the heavy armor and mega health pickups. I noticed he had a decent advantage over jok0 in regard to map control and item management. So it's just something to look out for as we move forward. jok0 really needs to turn that around.
Really good LG work there, but it happened just after the mega was picked up instead of before, which is, I'm sure, what jok0 wanted there. No such luck for him as zarr is getting that first frag under his belt. It's going to be Ranger v Ranger now, but it's zarr with a pretty damn good stack.
Yeah, he was playing, like I said, he was looking sharp. Again, off to a good start. 2 heavy armors to 0 already. Looking like he's going to make a play, take this mega health, so now he's going to be in full control A run back over here. jok0's in a bad spot.
Nice. I do like that
Probably
damage,
gonna
and
get
yeah,
fragged.
jok0 is making the run away, but down the long hallway across LG, zarr's gonna be able to track him down and get the frag. So now it looks like after he's reconnected, he's feeling pretty good about himself here. The aggression has been solid, as have the hits. He's gonna have a visor with a little bit of a health advantage, but it won't be lasting for long as this Mega's coming back up, and we now have split timing, giving zarr full control potentially of the items, especially after a rail like that. Nasty.
Yeah, he's really running it right now. You can just see the confidence in his movement. He's got his man trapped in here too.
Nice. And there's the last laugh from the Tri-Bolt. Well done,
nice.
says
Really
zarr.
big turnaround. Yeah. Well, indeed.
Yeah, this
Last
will tie
round.
it back up 2-2 essentially.
3, 2, 1. Round 2.
But yeah, jok0 was really all over the place that match. He was in a lot of fights he arguably didn't need to be at. I mean, showing up to the pillar with just a shotgun and a Nyx, that takes some dire orbs for sure. All right, so here's zarr. Let me make sure I got that turned back on here. We have indeed restarted the map. We got zarr moving back over towards armor, but it's going to be way too early. He's still expecting the timing to be split, and even though we have a little bit of separation, it's not enough quite to cycle the items. Zarr's putting back in for Mega, making the grab for the dire orb. Oh no, he misses the jump though. He's able to get it pretty cleanly, not getting tagged by that rail. Armor's going to be up and taken by jok0.
Nice rail after the armor pickup. Keep that Nyx from having an overstack of any kind.
Alright, so he's still doing more damage against jok0 here. Doesn't have a whole lot to keep up, and especially if you can keep those major items away from a Nyx. Doesn't take much at all to take her down. Especially through the teleporter like that. A little bit of damage taken by zarr. Mega's going to be back up, and now zarr's got to make a tough decision about which way to go. And a lot of that is going to be based on where he hears jok0 going. It's going to be armor taken away, and then 5 seconds later, Mega by jok0. zarr's still looking for jok0 to drop down and get a close range fight here in the LG room. jok0 doesn't want to play ball. He's going to be staying pretty quiet over by the 25 and the TP. But as zarr comes up this jump pad, he could be in real trouble. They're both actually in a little bit of trouble here, as zarr doesn't get any real damage against that Nyx. But it's a lost opportunity for both of them. Armor's going to be coming back up, and then a few seconds later, Mega.
I think situations like that really harm the Nyx more than anything else, because now that ghost walk ability down, the opponent's got to recognize that, hey, this is time to push that Nyx. She can't take, oh my goodness. Yeah.
So much nail gun against the Nyx. Doesn't take much, and there's the shotgun. Beautifully done to finish off the Nyx. It's going to be Ranger on Ranger now. zarr has the potential to take this map back away from jok0.
Good recognition by zarr. You know, threw a little nail gun spam over towards that stairway where jok0 was. Got a good amount of hits on him. He knew, you know, Nyx, no ghost walk ability up. Oh yeah, time to get aggressive.
And that aggression might just carry zarr forward here. I mean, jok0's going to have this Mega, but not much in terms of armor. And he got a great rocket off. He had the potential for the rail there as well, nice. And there it is. jok0 is on his last life here as a visor.
After starting off so well, what a comeback here for zarr.
And I advise her that he stacks back up before going for this fight. There's Mega and armor taken away. They're potentially going to meet at teleport. I know that initial spam from zarr means it's going to be sticking up on the Mega. And there's the one rail taken. He doesn't want to peek out for that potential hit. The hit is missed, but jok0 is going to be having a tough time getting out of this fight because he's so loud on the armor. Wow. And there's the dire orb to finish him off, finish the map, and give zarr that first point. Amazingly done.
Wow, he turned on the juice, man. I mean, seriously, he came back. Maybe his internet was giving him problems. You know, he got that all sorted out and came back because, wow, zarr just looked really sharp in the way he came back. So, I mean, 2 dominant rounds in my view. I mean, obviously the first one after the restart, and then the second one I felt just really put the pressure on jok0. You could see he had the map control, item management, everything was going really his way. So zarr is looking strong right now, and jok0 got to get some of that early game magic back. You know, he's really got everything turned around for him there. He was just seemed to be on his heels and couldn't get much going offensively. So good job to zarr. You got to give credit to him.
Absolutely. It looks like that little bit of a reconnect did him a world of good as, like you said, his ability to aggress and his willingness to aggress really got ramped up at that point. So we're going over to Ruins of Sarnath now as we get these guys picked up. And now if they want to change champs, they can. Not that they did before, but just for posterity.
I guess we never saw the DJ. I guess you know what it is. I don't think we even saw the reveal.
Never came out.
Even if so it was.
Both of those guys were playing
so fast.
So well. I mean, they were playing it fast, but also they were, you know, incredibly defensive. And a lot of those rounds just came down to timing out with just the 1 or 2 frag lead. And here we go. Oh, we got an Anarchy coming out from zarr. Okay, that aggression we were talking about, we're going to have to see if it materializes in terms of Anarchy. But if it doesn't, he's still got a Galena to play with as well. I like this setup.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long haul, man. It's a lot of Quake.
Each of these players just has to play the one game. We gotta see them all. All right.
I really like jok0's play with the Knicks, but it seems like struggles a little bit once he gets put on the defensive.
Yeah. All right, back over to Ruins. So starting out with a little bit of warm-up for these guys, but I hope they consider that last map a bit of a warm-up as well, as once again, during the latter portion of that, we saw the entire tone of it change dramatically. And here there's a lot more room to cover, a lot more aggression on these items. We're going to have to see how messy it gets.
Prepare to fight. Round begins in 3.
And away
2,
we go.
1. Round 1.
All right, going to be watching zarr as we get started. Down by the eyeball. Man, I hate this spawn. I always rage a little bit when I spawn down here. It's like, all right, there's a lot of places to go, but none of them are very close.
Oh, I was a little surprised he delayed the armor pickup as much as he did.
Yeah, I mean, you can listen for your opponent to come up and get the grab for the Mega, and as long as you're quick on the draw like that Anarchy was there, you can get back out, get your information without really risking yourself up to a fight. However, even with a little bit of that separation, it's not like zarr can really show up to this Mega. He's going to need to adrenaline back up. He's going to need to go back for the armor, go back for the 25, but he still doesn't have rockets. He still doesn't have LG. He can dive down for LG at will, but he's just trying to get more information on jok0 at this point.
Yeah, and he definitely needs an arsenal. Just running around with a railgun and super shotgun and a nail gun. It's not enough.
Whiffing that rail could cost him. He can take away both of these 25s, but he's going to have a really tough time getting out of here. There's the rockets from jok0 to take him on down.
Yeah, nice finish by jok0. zarr just in a bad spot, position-wise. Not much he could do. I think he was trying to wait for his injection to come back up, and he's going to try to get out of there that way. Yeah. But jok0 just didn't give him a chance to do that.
Good aggression for sure, especially robbing your opponent with that 125 they really needed. Nice rail coming out of jok0 as well, really softening up zarr, making him think twice about coming through this teleporter, but he's almost caught on his way back out of the LG room. I'm sorry, that's a tri-bolt now. Yeah. So zarr's still a little bit weak here. Cannot really take a rail. I mean, he's going to be back in the LG. He can take away a 25 there. But that means that jok0 will have a complete dominating streak here on the items.
Yeah, in full control, looking good. Should be going back for that mega health in a little bit. He knows he has some time to hunt before that comes up.
And it hunts he will. I mean, it's going to be a jump over the die orb. I'm sure he was looking for a telefrag, but that ghost walk is going to even the score. But oh my god, a beautiful mid-air rocket is going to shut down that Nyx, making it Ranger v Ranger once again.
And I'd just like to point out that that's, I think, a bit of a tactical error there by jok0. He's coming out of Ghost Walk, and you're right next to your opponent with a lightning gun, and he has a rocket launcher. Not so sure about that decision. You might want to start with the rocket right out the gate.
I mean, I'm sure he thought he had the drop with the Ghost Walk, but sometimes your opponent can figure out exactly what you want to do. There's Mega taken up by zarr.
Yeah, and especially at this level, you get somebody that close, even if you do get the drop on them, if you're that close to them with a lightning gun, they're going to do a 180 and put a rocket in your face, which is really what happened there. So, yeah, you just got to be careful with the lightning gun. It's more of a finishing weapon or a mid-range weapon if you're going to try to win. You know what I mean? If you're too close to somebody, it's not. The time to kill is too long for somebody with a rocket launcher.
That's where the shotgun really does come in handy. Zarr had a great opportunity. He was expecting to play through the teleporter, and he got the play through the teleporter. He just didn't get any damage from it. So there's a little bit of LG at mid-range. We've got armor coming back up, and he's got so much time between these items, he can just drop from Mega directly down to armor, and then have plenty of time to, like you said, go on the hunt here against jok0. Yeah, a little bit of spam across the Mega Room. The top tier of the Mega Room is so flat that actually spamming rockets is a little bit difficult either way, so like getting damage in a situation like this is not the easiest thing. Of course, I say that as Zarr gets a beautiful 100 damage rocket. Mega's going to be taken up, but it's not going to be for free. The rocket to rail is going to be solid, and jok0's going to be knocked down to a visor.
Yeah, nice combo. Oh, this is going to be the finish right here. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have been in there. Yep. But nice combos by Zarr. Looking strong. Good rockets, man. The rockets are really paying off for him, the way he's placing those rockets. As you mentioned, that area is really flat. Mega Health, you saw me place that one on the bridge. For newer players for Quake, you know, just gotta understand slight alterations in the elevation of where your mouse placed for the rockets make big differences, and where that splash damage hits the ground. So,
oh man, so ballsy for Mitsuoka to drop down, especially with the Dire Orb available from that Ranger. But Zarr, really good response with the shotgun. I mean, he even had a rocket launcher available, so jok0 was really banking a lot on that fight, but it didn't go his way. He's down to two champions already, and Zarr is already dishing out a little bit of pain. He's going to take a bit of a pit stop here for Mega, and actually pushing it forward to try to get the damage on the pickup here, allowing jok0 to get the grab. And he's still not really risking all that much damage himself here. He got out of that relatively cleanly.
Yeah, nice rocket play. Again, he's just really placing them well. And, ooh, it's a good rail there.
Good Dire Orb to get the pickup of the armor. That's going to keep him in the fight, but it might not allow him to get out.
Those rockets, man, he's really placing them nice. I can't say it enough. I mean, he's really running jok0 into them. I mean, 42% right now, almost at 1,000 damage already, and three of his 5 frags from the rocket launcher.
Well, Zarr is certainly turning over a new leaf here, as this is the second round in a row he's gotten jok0 down without taking a single loss on his own side. He's really mistiming the Mega Health here. He's completely lost the plot. The timers are really far apart. He should have heard the heavy armor taken at least, but now he needs to go defensive. This is not a fight he wants to stick into.
Yeah, definitely an error there. Letting jok0 back into it, giving him life. I mean, he had him on the ropes. I mean, he was running the items, getting frags, and it looks like he just got mixed up there with which item was coming up next.
Especially since Zarr only has the one rocket left over. He should hear this exit from Mega. He knows that armor will be coming up very soon, but diving in with only the one rocket is going to be a little bit risky. Oh, and he misses the pickup for that as well. So this is going to be a fully stacked up jok0, ready to go head-to-head against Zarr. And it's only 2 minutes knocked off the clock. There's still a lot of time for jok0 to find him and even up the score a little bit.
Yeah, Zarr's still in a good spot, though. I mean, it's 3 minutes left. Still a lot of game to be played in this round, so he can't go too defensive too early here. He needs to try to steal some items and still put some damage on jok0. He can't let him get too comfortable.
Jeez. And a rocket to rail like that will certainly open the door for him on the armor, but is it advisable to dive down into the armor room when you don't even have a good amount of armor yourself? I mean, that was really nasty. I mean, I got to commend him for the hits, but he took just as many as he gave.
Yeah, he was looking to get a finishing blow in there. He liked the initial combo and figured if he landed one more good shot, particularly a rail, you know, he maybe ends it right there.
Yeah. But he's still on the run here. I mean, I said a minute ago that he's got way too much time to burn in order to stay defensive here, but so far so good for him. He just needs to not get caught. He hasn't been able to get back up to a full natural stack in quite a while, and he is just on the run. It won't take too much for jok0 to track him down and put him in a corner. And actually, this is the infamous corner, but really nice little juke there out of Zarr. He really let that Dire Orb travel all the way down towards the LG, and he got a railgun shot out of jok0 as well. jok0's still going to be getting this Mega. He's still going to be in control of the items, but Zarr can leave this fight at will.
Yeah, just trying to lay a little trap, hopefully land a rocket before you go up the jump pad. I would imagine maybe if he got a good land there, maybe he comes back down or doesn't go up at all.
Zarr cannot afford, yeah, that was a bit of a blitz play. He cannot afford to be losing track of where his opponent is at this point. So that'll be jok0 getting a frag on the board, but Zarr's still one in the lead with just over 1 minute to go.
big momentum shift. He's got a minute to go. He's only down 1, but he's got, he's got full control. And this is when people tend to tighten up in regards to zarr. I mean, he's thinking, oh, I got to protect my lead, but because of that, you're not going to play as loose and free as maybe you normally do, and maybe give jok0 some more opportunities.
All right, so zarr has taken a rail off of jok0, and he's really happy to have it, but look how weak he is now. He's going to have to take a little bit of drugs, going to have to take a hit to escape back through to LG, but he's going to be incredibly noisy here, and in fact, jok0 is going to catch him on the jump pad.
Wow.
Was that a juke, or was that a mutual error, as zarr is able to get back out of that fight without taking a scratch and even come back in for Mega. He might have his sights set on the armor here, and my god, jok0 has been completely juked out. It's going to be caught on the staircase, and there is no hope for him against a completely stacked up Anarchy. That is going to be a clean round at the end.
Oh, I mean, right? I mean, how costly was that? I mean, he really thought he was going to get the kill, went for the chase, lost his man, then he lost mega health, lost the heavy armor, and wow, just what a turn of events for jok0 there. But good job for zarr. You gotta give him credit too for not panicking. Nice little juke. I think that take on the jump pad was legit. I mean, he knew he was coming and dropped down and kind of faked him out there and used the anarchy movement, right? Got that speed, made it difficult to get the finishing hit on him, and was able to steal that mega health and armor. And
it's one thing when you can go, aha, he's come up the jump pad. I can chase him up the jump pad and get this drop on him. Oh no, he went up the jump pad twice. What a concept. All right, but zarr now 2 rounds in the lead, not taking much of a scratch from jok0 here so far on Ruins of Sarnath. But here's the drop to armor. He can hear and see the nicks coming his way, and that should be enough to keep jok0 off his back down here at the armor. That creates a few seconds between the mega and the armor here, so zarr has a bit of time to get back in position. He doesn't have LG, he doesn't have rockets. He's definitely going to need that before making this fight for the mega health.
Yeah, he gets, nice nail gun, really putting in damage on her.
Jeez, and the final word with the nail gun, nicely done.
I think jok0 thought he was lower than he really was, because he could have still taken another rail hit there, and obviously jok0's not in a position to take very many more nails.
Nope. Not the position, not the champ for it, for sure. All right. zarr is looking to trap jok0 here. Knowing that jok0 likely doesn't have a rocket launcher at this point. Oh, he's got rockets and rails, just no LG just yet until he gets the pickup here. But it's his match to turn around. Looking for the rail, doesn't quite get it. zarr escapes down to armor, and in fact, his timing is way better on it, so jok0 should be able to hear it. Yeah, he heard it. Oh, and he didn't even think that zarr was down there, so he almost backed into it. Hearing that armor pickup saved his life.
Yeah, it was really close. You could see the decision. Now, wait a minute, maybe I don't want to go into this room. Yeah. He quickly backed up and probably saved his life there.
All right, so jok0's got to be really careful here as he's taking a lot of damage. He's taken the mega as well, but escaping from the eyeball room. Oh, good defense, and almost had it on the dire orb once again, trying to use it for that blitz play. And he's coming around the corner for the rail.
Ran right into it.
Oh no.
Yep.
Did he know he had 50 health? Jeez, now he's 2 frags down. This is not good for him.
Yeah, it seems like maybe he's losing it a little bit here, mentally making some decisions. Could be the pressure of the situation getting to him a little bit. I don't think he would normally make a decision like that.
Well, I might. I'm no good. Oh, but there's the dire orb that he wanted. Man. But unfortunately, it's going to be zarr's dire orb he's got to worry about, and that will be... Oh, what an ordeal, but zarr taking it away, and jok0 has been shut out of the running. No more qualifier for him, no more QuakeCon for him. I hope to still see him there. We can all have a drink, but drinks won't be on him.
Yeah, nice turnaround from zarr. I mean, jok0 started out with a 2-0 round lead in Blood Covenant, and he didn't win a round after that.
Yeah.
So you got to give credit to zarr for really turning it around. It didn't look like things were going his way early on. Started to get hot, started to get a better reads on his opponent there, started to line up those rockets. He really did play some really great rockets during this match and pulled away to get the win. So congratulations to zarr. Well played by jok0. Better luck next time, buddy. I mean, sometimes I thought he kind of ran into stuff maybe he could have avoided there, and I don't know if that was because, again, psychology in this game is so big. I don't know, maybe he was mentally breaking down a little bit as the match progressed, and zarr was making some really great plays of his own, to put that pressure on him. So, good game.
Absolutely, and You're right. It is such a thin line between making that blitz play that, you know, if I could just get around this corner, get this one pixel rail, this will give me the match. But at the same time, if you're at less than 80 health, it's a gamble for sure. And jok0 was willing to make a lot of those gambles. I was worried at the beginning because zarr looked like he didn't want to take any gambles. I was thinking, oh man, buckle up, we're in it for the long run here. But when he came back in, his aggression really cranked up, and his ability to capitalize on that aggression really made it work for him as well.
Yeah, and his map control, I thought his item management was more solid than jok0's overall in terms of just being more consistent with item management. And I was noticing it in Blood Covenant, even though jok0 got off to that hot start, when zarr was surmounting his comeback, I was kind of, you know, checking out the scoreboard, checking out the heavy armor and mega health pickup, and I was like, you know, jok0's got a disadvantage here in this. In you know, you can land great shots and you can, you know, put out extra damage to account for that, but in the long term, over many rounds and several maps, that's a lot to deal with, especially when, you know, the skill level starts to increase and everything's so equal. You know, the different stacks really end up making a huge difference. So you got to give credit to zarr for really running the map.
Absolutely, and as a wise man once said, a lot of little differences make a difference. But we have...
Yeah, that's right.
We've got a lot more matches here. In fact, actually, if you want to count 3 as a lot, we have 3 more matches here. Next up, I believe we have Sen and Ro16 playing. After that, we got Gloat and KGB, and then finishing things off with Nubble and Scissor. And these are all matches that I'm really looking forward to. I think Ro16 has a few fans in the audience. Sen has been really solid in his play as well, and we're going to be bringing them in here very shortly.
Yeah, so some great stuff from Ro16 earlier. Like how he plays, very consistent player with his decision making and stuff, and a little